Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello and welcome everybody. We are having another show match series, the best of 9. Alpha Pro Series 131 actually. It's going to be ArT versus Cass, as you may have seen just a while ago in that beautiful, lovely screen that Sunlily always makes for us. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Hope you're all ready for some good TVP action. Yesterday we had quite a bit of TVP as well. Although it wasn't really ArT playing the TVP, I believe. We saw ArT a little bit in PvP, but we didn't see him anywhere else. Anyway, we're gonna get to see him this time around, playing against one of the top players on the EU ladder. One of the best Terrans that are available right there. Both players seem to be ready. And you know what, why make them wait any longer? Let's just make this game go. Let's just start right. I mean, why not? It seems only the smart thing to do in these situations. Hope you're having a good time. It's the 1st of December on a Sunday, so we're all, you know what, a little bit wintry, I suppose, in the feelings, maybe, potentially. Something worth to note is that ArT nor Kaz apparently have really slept very well. So we're gonna have to see how that influences their play. I feel like ArT potentially had that yesterday as well, a little bit, but who knows? He was underperforming ever so slightly. Anyway, regardless of that, let's see how he brings his game to the table this time around. We have in the bottom right side of the map his opponent, the blue Terran player from the Ukraine, Starcom Gaming, Cass. And his polite opponent in the top left here, already wishing him the best of luck and the best of fun. He is the pink Protoss player. He is ArT. Yep. Nice little panning with the camera here. As we wait for both of these players to really make that deciding move. The maneuver that is going to make this game a win or a loss for them, of course. As you do with any StarCraft 2 game. I guess it's not really one singular thing, but you know what, still. Sometimes it is. That's the beauty of StarCraft 2. Anything can happen. The game has been streamlined a whole lot more than we might actually think. For example, just building your buildings at the ramp over here, that's one thing already that people weren't really doing at the start of StarCraft. StarCraft 2 they were, right? The idea was already there, but it's all streamlined later into the game. Cybernetic score coming down, that's what we're waiting for. Nexus as well. Looks like we're both going to see these players, both of them going for the quick expos here. The SCV of Cass being a little bit harassed, but the probe not spending too much time there. Staying, keeping a safe distance away from that Reaper that's about to finish, of course. Could have potentially harassed that SCV a little bit longer. Gain a slight upper hand there, but of course, ArT is unaware of the exact build time of that Reaper, and he still wants to have this SCV, or the probe, come back home safely. It's the Reaper here, trying to find that little bugger. He's gonna walk face first into a Adept, of course, as this ramp area over here has been blocked off. What in the world? Huh. Oh, alright, there they go. I guess that's because he doesn't want to have above 16 workers here. So that they don't mess up their mining AI. as Cass is still trying to get up to that 16-16. Of course, having to spend a couple of his workers building stuff instead, as the Terrans do. Oracle will be the first choice of the unit. That's very interesting here for ArT. I mean, it's a little bit common, perhaps, right? It's not something that you don't ever see. There's a Widowmine as a response here with the medevac as well. So again, quite regular openings from both these players still. Kind of showing the true colors of their race and what has been proven to be correct. So no weird stuff coming out yet that game-breaking things after the patch. I guess the patch didn't really influence this matchup that much anyway, right? As far as I'm aware, but I suppose the Liberator range in a way. What else? What else? The Adept change, right? So it's less likely to have a big Adept all-in taking place. I suppose with the upgraded glaives. It's just not gonna happen as much. The Oracle just waiting here too. Widowmine's coming through. Is gonna be able to see this Oracle actually. And the Oracle's also seeing this here, so a little bit of an awkward meetup here in the middle of the city. I'm not sure if ArT was paying attention to that because he was busy trying to keep that Reaper at bay at the same time. Look at that. There's no response whatsoever from ArT right here. And yeah, that is not a good sign to start things off with. Alright, killing off one of those workers is an alright start. Ooh! And there we go. Getting out with those units as well is always a big deal. The Stalkers, unfortunately, a little bit slow of getting there, but the Oracles at the same time managing to get the same amount of damage. So actually, a lot more damage here being dealt by those Oracles. Nice control so far. Losing one though. Third one comes in. Hello. You asked for some air support. Well, here you go. ArT striking back with a vengeance and now putting Cass back on 27 workers. It's not that great. Could be a lot better. Unfortunately for him, it's not gonna be improved upon anytime soon. Only killing one extra worker here. And losing both the medevac and the Widowmine here. Right, he is gonna lose this Widowmine. Right, there's no way he's escaping. Yeah, there's the Phoenixes. He's gonna lift him up. There we go, not letting that bad boy go. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate for ArT that he didn't see it come in right from the get-go after the Oracles were in the range of seeing this come through. But a good response nonetheless. He was on time, pulling his probes, didn't lose pretty much anything there. As little as it could be. Using clairvoyance on these units here. 4 gateways being added here as well. Just maintaining a safety amount of gateways. That's more gateways now. This looks like one of those energy shards, honestly. Like, green is good, yellow is a little bit better, and then the red is gone now, though. Unfortunately. Anyway, that's a lot of gateways. Going up to a total of 4 plus 3. That's 7 gateways. It's not. I mean, it's a normal amount on 3 base, I'd say. Nothing crazy happening. Going for the robotics facility and the Templar archives as well. Here it is. So just tacking up behind this. The gateways are also there to help him stay safe. As, oh my dear lord, look at that. Intercepting another medevac here with the Phoenixes and the Oracles. Why keep the Phoenixes and Oracles at home to defend if you can just, you know what, fly around the enemy's base and kill anything that tries to leave through the airspace? And, well, this push, luckily for Cass, not too much being stopped here with that status trap. Just a couple of Marines, a small handful. It does get scouted out though by ArT for a long time, so it can start warping in as many units as he needs to. Probably going to be a whole lot of zealots, and he already is in a nice position here where he can set up a flanking force on the right side. He's not rotating around all the way, so it might be good against the siege tanks, of course. Actually, he's just gonna go forwards here and force Cass to siege up a lot earlier than he may want to. But yeah, still finding a pretty good angle here. I would love to see ArT setting up that flank again. There we go. Yep, setting a couple of units on the right, more on the left. The Viking and Phoenix is having a little scuffle here as well. As, oh my dear lord, it looks like ArT has been enticed into this location. I'm not sure if that was the right call, but oh, beautiful storm though, right on top of all of those Marines. Who definitely did get clumped up a little bit too much. After trying to kite back into that Widow minefield, and everything is gonna get cleaned up. GG is caught from Cass. ArT taking the first game. That was an interesting push. ArT just splitting up his units nicely. Keeping a distance there, but the storm was just there in time, ready to strike with a vengeance right on top of those Marines with the War Prison as well. So nicely played there in the end by ArT. Which means Cass will have the map choice, and since we're playing on a new map pool, I'm kind of curious to see what players are going to be picking now, as Disco Bloodbath is no longer available for our Terran players. Let's see what the choice will be instead. But yeah, that was a bit of a regular game to open it up with. I mean, the Widow Mines didn't really do anything. He lost the Medevac, he lost the Widow Mines, then the push came, and you know what? Not too much happening there, unfortunately, but a good classic hold from Mr. ArT here. Just holding his own, keeping the base safe, and not letting anything bad happen there. And sometimes it feels a little bit dry when that happens. Not too much excitement, but you know what? It's part of it, right? ArT is a go. Also, guys, do remember we have a Metrino page over there. It's just above the chat window. I don't know if that is showing it right there, but yeah, if you go to the page, add in the code, you'll give a little bit of extra money to these players, their prize pool, which is always appreciated. Everyone is always happy when you add a little bit of money to the prize pool. Even if it is just 50 cents. Alrighty. Second game is already on the way. It was a quick one there. Cass trying to do a push, not really finding any damage whatsoever. Definitely wanted to kill off a couple of probes, if not an entire base with that push. Just not managing to find any real damage. And ArT just having all the units that he needed to defend with. So, here we go. Game number 2. Between these two players in the bottom right side, we have the pink Polish Protoss from Alpha X. He is ArT. And his opponent in the top left side, it is the blue Terran player. He is from the Ukraine, Starcoms Gaming. He is a Cass. Moving out right to scout after the gateway. Immediately is ArT again once more. And Cass looking to do the same kind of build so far. Nothing crazy happening here yet. And ArT is a crazy good player. I'll be honest, he is definitely a man of talent. Yesterday we saw him play against Estrella as well. Unfortunately, he didn't show the matches that we were used to him yesterday. But today, I mean, apart from not seeing the Widow Mines coming in, I mean, he's been pretty on point, honestly. Other than that, let me try to think of anything else. It's hard to say. It's hard to give this man any type of thing that he can fall back on to say like, alright, well, that is something I can improve upon. There must be a couple of things, right, that he probably knows better than I do anyway, so probably pointless for me to really assess that situation. 14 workers, 15. Both gases full. ArT already taken. Cast still rolling with the singular gas so far. Going for the factory after the barracks and the reactor. It's standard stuff, standard stuff. I'm just looking to see ArT his third base timing here. And look at this again. He's putting his probes outside of the mineral lines. Sometimes you see people putting those probes that they don't need at the time on the gas. But actually putting them here kind of makes sense to me. He doesn't want a long distance mine with the threat of the Reaper to suddenly appear still. Until he has the Adept. But yeah, some pretty good stuff in the end ultimately. It's a shorter walk distance right from here rather than here towards this second base. Especially after you have walled this area off against the Reapers or Hellion run-bys. It's going to be very difficult. They'll have to run around quite a bit here. As if you put them here, but I don't know. This is so much closer. It's a very slight thing, but I like it. I like it. It's something that I will do if I ever start playing Protoss. Or maybe it's a way for the Terrans to do it as well. So Cat's doing the same thing again. Going for the Widowmine, going for the starport. We'll most likely be seeing that medevac popping out very soon. And yeah, he's just steaming out those Marines, making them as quickly as possible. Trying to get as many as possible. Already burrowing one of the Widowmines here. The hallucinated Phoenix will be looking around, seeing what's what. Is he gonna set off the Widowmine as well? Yeah, he is. So should be completely aware of what is happening now. And he comes joining in with the Widowmine this time. It's a lot of Marines though. Just a singular Widowmine this time around. So it is definitely a little bit of a switch up. And going for the Raven afterwards. Which is looking like to be the right call. Because there is a robotics bay in the production for ArT. So it could be Disruptors. It could be Colossi. Either one of those Ravens can be pretty good against. They're alright. Overall, nice defense here from ArT. Already fully aware of what is happening with this situation. Has his units ready to defend against this. He has an observer over here as well, so most likely he saw it, right? I'm thinking he did, because those units were very, very nearby. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he does get in, though. And Widowmine doesn't get set off yet. And this is starting to get kind of crazy. Already 2 kill. Oh my god, alright. That's the damage that you want with our Widowmine. Those Marines actually helping to mitigate that situation there. Making sure not a single probe can set off the Widowmine in one go. And a little bit of miss micro there from ArT, and immediately being punished quite heavily. 13 workers going down here for our Protoss player. And now we are going to see the difference maker. Or what kind of difference maker this makes for the push that is coming out for Cast. The follow-up that we saw the previous time around. I feel like we're going to be seeing it again. A little bit different though. One of the differences, maybe a couple more Marauders this time around. And of course he has a Raven here as well to accompany this this team of Terran units. Now the Raven also should be very helpful against this Observer. The Observer doesn't want to get too close. They definitely can see one another. But Cass busy with something else at the moment. Oh, that was a nice little trying to target down the probes over there. Look at that, killing off the probe that is. Oh my, no! Oh, 6 more workers going down here. And this is doing crazy amounts of damage. It doesn't look like ArT is very used to fighting against the medevac without just mass Widowmine. It's more used to fighting off a against Widowmines alone. And yeah, those Marines definitely very, very worth their while in that situation. Just killing off the probes, trying to set off the Widowmine, and as we can see, absolutely lethal in execution. Now, this army of ArT isn't looking like it will be enough to really defeat the army of gas here. That should be starting to move out here any time now. The third base is on the way. Another barracks is on the way as well. Let's take a look. The Raven has quite a bit of energy. Should have enough to really disable these two Colossi. His third one is on the way though. That's the one saving grace potentially. Alright, nice little bit of a heads up for ArT. Does lose the Observer though, but it doesn't matter this time. It's better that he knows that this is coming. Oh, trying to meet out his opponent in the field. Sieging up before, giving him a little bit of extra time here to help out with this situation. But that's a scary Terran army. And not nearly the same amount of forces now available for ArT as there were before. But the Colossi, though, have been enabled again. No longer disabled here. The Raven doesn't have any more energy. Trying to split up his Colossi here. And you know what? ArT, actually, I think just by that one maneuver, managing to strike Cass back here. Very well done. Moving out, forcing the disable earlier on, giving him time to move backwards. And with that little extra window of time there, being able to fight back against this army composition of Cass. Very, very smart play, very patient play, and beautifully executed that by ArT. You have to wonder what Cass could have done differently in that situation, potentially. Trying to move out a little bit sooner. Trying to maybe move up into a different flank entirely. It was definitely a weird one because he definitely wanted to fight ArT immediately after trying to get those, after using those interference matrices, but just not being able to do so. Now he does have a third base, so it's less worrisome as it was previous time around, right? Previous time he just kind of immediately GG'd out of there after that full-on push. He had a lot more invested in that push. Didn't get as much damage done this time around. I mean, I think he killed one Colossus. He killed an Archon, quite a couple of Zealots. So the overall resources lost count kind of similar still. The one thing that is worrisome though, of course, is the fact that ArT is on 4 bases now. As Cass is trying to get rid of these observers everywhere on the map. Multi-pronged harassment will not be taking place right now. It looks like he's just going to regroup again after having ArT get split up a little bit. Regrouping with all his forces in the middle of the map here. Another attempt at breaking the camel's back. Destroying ArT before anything goes too crazy. There is a War Prism with 4 Zealots also coming in here. As we are seeing quite a lot of Widow Mines here that need to get great connections on top of those Zealots. Oh, they're a little bit slow though with that burrowing, and it looks like actually one of them does get a reasonable connection, but the rest of them not really though, and the Disruptor hit was absolutely massive. Although the disables on the Colossi might still be pretty good. Might still be enough to carry him through here, but it's about to run out, and Cass didn't manage to wipe the floor with all the Stalkers at the same time. Quite a lot of workers are dying here, but it looks like Cass has remedied that situation. Now retreating once again. That's 6 medevacs with 4 Marauders moving back now, as we need Cass to take a 4th base. He goes and takes a 4th base. That's a really good call. Has a Viking as well against the War Prism, so nicely done there as well. Already building Vikings anyway. Let's see where this is happening. There we go. 2 reacted starports, both only producing 1 unit at a time. Okay, there we go. Now just spamming out those Vikings. Definitely trying to prep against the Colossi army, it would appear. But you know what? I don't think it's in time anymore. Definitely looking like it might get a little bit tricky for him here. As ArT is transitioning into a different type of army composition. He has the Disruptors being created. He has the Templar Archives available now as well. Does he already have Storm actually? No, he doesn't. So that's something he may want to consider taking any time now. But then again, I mean, Cass also transitioning into the Ghosts already here as well. Already has a couple of Ghosts available. So maybe the High Templar not the right call. Disruptors though, you can never really go wrong with Disruptors. As long as you get good connections, you're gonna get a great time. And a lot of victories too. Alright. Now Kaz looking for an opening potentially here to jump on top of the Protoss army as it's trying to move out. Almost a psychic move out here, and those Vikings looking very scary here. Could definitely do a lot of work on those Colossus. On the Colossus. Just a singular remaining right now. And the army of Kaz is growing and growing more scarily every passing second. He's been trading out against the expensive army units, I suppose, of ArT for quite a while now. And ArT's army supply is suffering because of it. Alright, drop going on the left side as Kaz is trying to grab hold of the attention of ArT here in the center area. Oh, Dark Templar though, nice maneuver from ArT going in here for Zealots as well, again in that War Prism. One Dark Templar in that third base. As the fourth base immediately gets sniped off by Kaz. I'm gonna have to wait and see how much damage these Zealots and the Dark Templar actually manages to do. A lot of workers are being killed. Kaz didn't really get to kill off a lot of workers here. He did kill off the Nexus, but other than that, not too much has happened there. Nice use of the Vikings though. Well done indeed. But I mean, this base, yeah, in the middle, the fifth base actually for Kaz is not going to be able to live for very much longer. Alright, that was a big explosion. Oh my god. Are you... what? Okay. I mean, army supply. He still had something to work with. Let me see. What did he have actually in total? I guess he just got outmaneuvered here. It didn't... It felt like we were gonna still have some sort of a fight, but I suppose this disruptor shot in the end was just too much for him, as a lot of his army was still running into the main base. Alright, alright. That was something else. Alright guys, let me give a quick shout out actually to one of our sponsors. As we have a great sponsor here. 24 Hour Fitness is for over 30 years. 24 Hour Fitness has been dedicated to helping people achieve any type of fitness goals. And they are doing a great job at it as well at the same time. So if you have a 24 Hour Fitness near you, definitely make sure to make use of that, because it supports esports. It supports StarCraft 2, so we should support them as well. Alright, anyway. Anywho. We're gonna wait for game number 4. It should take place pretty soon. No, actually, game number 3. Sorry, guys. I'm getting too ahead of myself here. Go Empire. Empire will do. One of the newer maps here. And we're gonna have to wait and see whether ArT still is beatable by Kaz here. Right, here we go. ArT needs 1 minute before we start. Very well. So we're gonna wait a little bit longer. It gives us the opportunity to highlight once more that we do have, of course, the Matcherino page. If you're unaware with what Matcherino does or what it is, well, join the club. Not a lot of us exactly do figure out what Matcherino is or what it does, but you know what? It gives extra money to the prize pool, and it sorts out prize pools for these players and these types of events. They do an amazing job, and they actually give money as well to all the events that are happening. So if you want to help out, there's a Matcherino page. It's the link is above the chat, and if you go over there, you'll be able to see all sorts of quests that you will be able to do. So either like a tweet or follow something on Twitter, or you know, visit some sort of page, or even just, you know what, filling out the code, pressing contribute, signing in with one of your already existing accounts, and then just being like, alright, here we go, and 50 cents will be added for absolute nothing. Just a moment of your time to the prize pool, and these players will, of course, forever be as thankful as they can be. So yeah, if you still have a couple of quests to do, make sure to head on over there. We have a short, brief moment here until ArT is ready again, and we're just gonna wait for him, of course. We're not gonna start the game before ArT is ready. It might give Cass the opportunity. Okay. Funny stuff happening. ArT said he needed a minute, then Cass was just going, go. And then before I said that I was typing out the message, ArT still needs a minute here. ArT also typed out, go. Oh, now I looked like an idiot. Alright, anyway. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Game number 3. Between these two players. It is in the top left side of the map. 2 points ahead already. If this was a best of 3, he'd already be victorious. He'd already be sipping on the champagne. But it's not there yet. He still has quite a road to go, and he needs to keep his cool, needs to keep his strength up and rolling. He is the pink Polish Protoss from Alpha X. He is ArT. And in the bottom left side we have the blue Terran, hailing from the Ukraine, looking to take the name and the fame. He is from Starcom Gaming. He is Cass. There it is. Camera movement for days. I gotta keep my practice up, gotta keep trying new stuff. And keep improving with those camera movements. Otherwise, you know what, it gets boring, right? Introductions. Hello, Mr. Probe. Looking for a little SCV meal here? The probe does look a little bit like a shark, doesn't it? Like just a land shark somehow, a floating land shark. I suppose it would be a sky shark in that sense, but it definitely has its fin up on its head right there. As you can see, gonna try to harass this SCV here as well. I'm not blocking the command center there. Definitely had the opportunity to. But once again, I mean, the timing is getting quite close for that Reaper to pop out, so just leaving him, giving him some breathing room here. And, you know what? I'm getting a little bit worried for Cass right now. I mean, if we remember correctly, that previous game started out with him getting like around 13 worker kills or something like that. There was a crazy amount, right, with one drop. And I don't even think he lost all the units for a really long time. Like, he kept them around for a while. Afterwards, he went in again and he got more kills. He got like 6 more kills and then he lost them. So, that's a crazy amount of worker kills. And ArT still managed to just have barely enough units to keep hold of that game. So, we're gonna have to wait and see if Cass can actually make this work. Because those were almost pretty much the perfect scenario, right? That's the dream come true for any Terran player. Getting that amount of worker kills. That's what you want to have happen. And if you aren't able to then close it out after getting that amount of damage dealt, yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely gonna be rather rough. Once again, the Widowmine droppage is going to be taking place. ArT, as a response to this, is just gonna go Stargate. This time around, he full goat the Oracles, just gonna go straight into the Phoenixes this time around. And the Phoenixes, of course, a little bit more easy to deal with the Widowmines this way. Reaper does manage to scout it out though, so that's a good start for sure. Nice mine as well, denying a little bit of mining here for a short period of time. The previous period of time, but you know, it's still pretty nice, of course. Wait, what window? What? There's no medevac this time around. It's a Viking coming out. And this fight, this Phoenix actually is expecting the medevac here. It's just waiting. It's looking for it. It wants him, Cass, to go for that medevac. He's so ready for it. But Cass playing it very smart. After seeing the, I believe after he saw the Stargate, he cancelled potentially the medevac and then went for the Viking instead. Because he realized, you know what, it's going to be extremely difficult passing one by this guy. He's going to be on full alert. He's going to have everything he needs, basically, with those Phoenixes to really deal with the Widowmine drop. And already, even without the Phoenixes on the field, he was having a hard time making them work. Nicely keeping this Widowmine hidden here by putting all his Marines on top. Needs to be careful, though, of course. Getting one of those Widowmine shots dragged on top of his units can be quite deadly as well. Phoenix is here trying their best at taking down one of the Vikings. In trading HP for HP, I don't think that's the right call for ArT, of course, because the Viking can get repaired. But then again, definitely asserting his dominance. Power play. Showing Cass who is boss. The third base for ArT now on the way as well. As he is fully aware of everything that Cass is doing right now, using those Phoenixes, flying around, keeping tabs on everything that is happening. Quite nicely done indeed. Even moving the Observer in here as he's moving the Phoenixes as well, kind of giving them the Observer cover, and now just putting it up there. As Cass is gonna go for what looks to be another 2-base attack. No third base yet in production, only now starting up the missile turrets. Although he hasn't lost that many workers yet, only 5 workers have gone down by this aggression. And you know what, just because Cass didn't go for the aggression himself earlier on, right, with the Widowmines, with the medevac, maybe this is a little bit of an opportunity for him to try and deal a little bit more damage because of these Phoenixes, right? The Phoenixes aren't that great against this type of big infantry pushes. The other attack got definitely delayed, as we can see, only a singular Colossi on the field. Colossus and just 2 Zealots, 2 Adepts, 3 Sentries actually. I make that 4 Zealots, so not that much still. Definitely in danger here. Those just needs to watch out not to take too much AoE damage on those Marines. The Marines actually on the ramp now being quite heavily force fielded here. I wonder if this is the correct location for Cass to try and enter ArT's base. Would definitely have had more room if he had come from the top in this area over here by walking around on either this ramp or the one even behind that, if he did have the army of ArT following him around. And you know what, ArT has been given a little bit of extra time here. Just gotten a couple more warpins, has the second Colossus now out on the field. And the army of ArT is just more than enough to deal with Cass right now. Again, once more, just completely wiped up, a clean sweep with those Colossi. Even picking up a Marauder here, very nicely done. Getting even more value from that exchange. And now 3 base economy for ArT is quite heavily on the way. Cass, yeah, I'm not sure what his plan is gonna have to be at this situation. This is looking rather dire once again. Well, we've been in this situation before. In the Alpha X MVP, well, not the MVP Cups, but the Pro Series, where one player is gaining a lot of momentum, and then suddenly, because it is a best of 9, it does get turned around. We don't have that often games be this one-sided, but you know what? I mean, we've been going for 38 minutes, and it looks like ArT will be picking up another victory here anytime now. ArT definitely is the one that needs to fumble here to make some maneuverability for Cass. After that failed attack here. The worker count is rather okay. The army supply overall is also rather okay. But I'd say that the overall army composition for ArT is just so much more lethal right now. above Cass, although he is adding in the Ghost, like he is making the right maneuvers, right? He is doing the right things. Just gonna have to wait and see if it's still gonna work out. It's a lot of Widow Mines right here just waiting, but they're all positioned on the left side here for some reason. That's making it very difficult. A lot of friendly fire here as well is taking place, and the bio forces of Cass just on a full retreat as they're being chased down by the War Prism with the Colossus in there as well. Oh, EMP's coming down now. Nice splitting here. This is a good angle for engagement for Cass, but will it be enough? I don't think it will be. Still more than enough firepower here in the army of ArT, as Cass once again found himself in a kind of an awkward position there, actually. Up against the wall, in a bad location. The Widow Mines weren't spread out really efficiently. And still a lot of them hit the own bio forces there. So what is going to be the response? He's making 2 more engineering base. What in the world? Does he? Okay, wait, is this 2? Oh no, it's an armory as well, okay. I got confused there for a moment. Crazy big EMP. Is it? Well, I mean, it might just delay the push for ArT here a little bit, but I still feel like this is going to be an absolute clean sweep so far. Those Vikings need to put in over hours, and one of them was already killed off immediately after shooting a single rocket here. ArT absolutely on top of everything. Here it comes. Alright. Marauder has to get cancelled. The Ghost Academy at the wrong place in the wrong time. Yeah, it's quite a bit of HP actually, this thing, doesn't it? Takes a while to take down. And oh my god, ArT with the massive disruptor shot. And yeah, that is going to be it. There is no return from this. GG is called. ArT taking another victory. Cass, I mean, that's looking rather difficult for him now, doesn't it? I mean, oh man. He's getting another map pick though. I mean, that's rather nice. But he already went through 2 of his probably favorite maps here. Yeah. Leave the arcade again. There we go. I would still love the option to just be able to opt out of the arcade lobby at all times. But hey, Blizzard's king. Blizzard's final word. Final say. Alright, here we go. Match history gone. Let me invite these players into the games. Cass and ArT. I need ArT here as well. He is a valuable asset here. Required to take down Cass. I'm not going to be able to do it myself, so we're just going to let ArT do it for now. Can he do it 2 more times? I mean, ArT is on an absolute rampage. Already 3 games up to 0 here. Cass has to turn this around. He still has the opportunity. Still has 2 more games. Bah, you know what? Yeah. 1 more game to throw, I suppose. And then he really has to kick it into high gear here. Also, guys, remember, these types of events, they would not be possible without our lovely sponsors. One of them is, of course, GameStop. They are working with the top pros and individuals from the gaming industry to bring you the Pro Training Series. These are basically video series, beautiful tutorials, kind of inside videos and expertise into wonderful games such as Fortnite, Overwatch, Call of Duty and PUBG. So if you're ever in the mood for playing those games and you're like, what in the world's happening? I'm not good at these games whatsoever, no matter how much I try. Check out gamestop.com/esports and maybe you'll get some nice insight and maybe you'll be able to turn your game around. There you go, gamestop.com/esports. Check them out, guys. They support StarCraft 2, so we should support them as well. Show them the StarCraft love and spirit that always has been in existence here for our lovely gaming community. Anyway, in the score screen, we are adjusting the scores. There we go, in the bottom left side of the map. Let's start out with this guy this time around. He is the blue Terran player. His hailed from Ukraine and Starcom Gaming. It's the Blue Terran, Cass. Alright. And in the top right, we have the pink Protoss from Poland. Always love to say that. Thank you so much for picking pink every time. The pink Polish Protoss player. He is ArT. Alright, that was a weird one, wasn't it? Let's try that one more time. ArT. I guess that was still weird. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's look at the probes again. This time around, he can definitely see the time of the barracks finishing, so he knows that he has a little bit of time to block anything here if he wants to. Instead, he's just gonna go back up here, it looks like. No, go, block the command center. ArT, you know you want to. Oh, doesn't get it, though. And Cass actually gonna go for the Marine as quickly as possible here. No... No Reaper this time around. That's rather interesting. Of course, it's built a little bit quicker. So if the probe had sticked around, it may have been in a little bit of trouble. And, oh, ArT digging deep in the bag of Protoss tricks here. He's called up Artanis and asked him what he should do in this match. And Artanis told him, you should proxy a Stargate right next to his base. This is a very nasty location, actually, to do this. It takes a lot of time to scout this. Off already here. There's no way in hell that he's going to look around this location, right? He looked around the other side. He went to look over here. But he's neglecting that right side right for now. Especially without the Reaper. He's not going to be able to see that there's a pylon missing in the main base of ArT. And this is absolutely wonderful. I mean, Zen is a great map for Terran. A lot of high grounds, a lot of ramps, a lot of tight, squeezy locations. So I definitely feel like this is one of the better maps for Terrans right now in the map pool. Where they are definitely able to make some stuff work with the Widow Mines, with the Siege Tanks, maybe Liberator Zones as well. But, you know what, so far, Cass... I'm not sure if he's gonna get the chance here. 2 Adepts as well, just shading past here. I don't know if either of those players saw what was happening there in the middle of the map, because these 2 Marauders and the singular Marine are gonna be able to get right on top of the mineral line now. And, yeah, alright, recall is forced out, so those Adepts coming back here. But that's still quite a bit of damage being dealt on top of those probes. 4 already going down, but at the same time, the Oracle, oh, actually not getting microed as well as it could be. Alright, so this got cleaned up. And 5 SCVs going down for the price of 4. And you know what, he also loses the 2 Marauders and the Marine as well, of course. And the Oracle yet still lives and lingers on somewhere else on the map. And a second one joining in as well. It's like you had trouble with 1. Well, how about a second? That is quite gruesome. Now, the Adepts as well joining in. Definitely want to have the 3 Adept hit squad. The 2 Adept hit squad not as efficient against these, the Terrans as it is in PvP or PvZ. Ooh, one of them exploding there. Crazy stuff happening. ArT is trying to kill off more SCVs, 2 more getting killed, and you know what, Cass is crumbling here a little bit, not putting his works back on the gas for quite a while. So he's falling behind. His build is gonna be a little bit wonky here, thrown off by quite a bit here due to the aggression here. Cass is just gonna go for it. He has had enough of this aggression. There's a lot of Oracles out on the field. There's 3 Oracles. Let's look at the energy. That's quite high, honestly. Oh, where is the other one? I want to see the other one. Oh, there he is. Alright. I mean, that's a good amount of energy. I feel like if the Marines arrive here in a conga line, they definitely have a chance. Unless if the Oracles just fly over and get squished, sniffed out of the sky here that easily. Status trap, though. That's a smart call from ArT to put that one down. But it looks like Cass is... moving back again. Not really opting to go for anything aggressive anymore. Maybe just forcing his Protoss opponent to do a couple of warpins. Try to make a couple of shield batteries. And panic in a way. Be more defensive in that sense. Make him waste a little bit of money. As Cass is just gearing up for the other attack later on. I don't know if he's mind gaming me or if he's mind gaming ArT. But either way, it's working. Possibly. Oh, ooh, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. I mean, it's so easy to kind of lose focus of your oracles if they are being sent right around the edge of the base, and then if you just click them away from that base, it's so easy to just have them fly over those marines accidentally. It would have been kind of lucky, right, for cats, I suppose, but overall that would have been an absolutely amazing maneuver here. Now this is a lot of bio. There's not a lot of support. There's no AoE damage, but there's no AoE damage for ArT either, right? There's no Colossi yet on the field. There's nothing much. The status war traps do get picked off. The sentry force fields are rather nice, but you know what? The stim forward is more than enough. It looks like the gateway forces of ArT are just not plentiful enough to really hold this back. The oracles are joining in now, but with this amount of marines, it looks like it should be more than plenty. Actually, the probes are being pulled and everything is cleaned up. Alright, I mean, really? That only killed one probe? My dear lord. My dear lord, that has got to be quite frustrating. For a moment there, I thought he was going to do it, but amazing micro there from ArT, pulling his probes at the right time as well. I mean, if he pulled his probes earlier, he would have lost a lot more. He lost all his sentries, though, which is kind of big. It's a big deal, right? He lost another Oracle as well, so definitely a worthwhile trade. I still feel like for Kaz, just a handful of gateway forces remaining. But he's still looking to do more damage here. He wants more damage to take place, and it's gonna potentially occur with a double drop here in the main base and another double drop going for that third base. Cass is looking to do some damage here, killing off more of the gateway units, just trading as much as possible, trying to keep ArT on this lower technology here, using these the bioforces. As he's coming in on this other side as well. There it is. A Widow Mine, 2 Widow Mine. A recall though taking place as well. Might make things more difficult, but a massive Widow Mine connection. 15 workers getting picked off here. And Kaz may want to just move on out of there with whatever he can. Unfortunately, picking up in the wrong medevac though. Something I do all the time, but 15 workers do get picked off. Unfortunately for Kaz, the worker count is still kind of equal. I suppose for Terran that is still in his favor, right? Because as we can see, now finally ArT is not in a massive advantage anymore. So we are going to see Kaz probably moving on here on that advantage, especially with these 4 mules. Right, there we go. Mr. Grav, turn blue, please. Right, come on. It's just confused here for a moment, guys. It will turn blue at any time here. So there it is. Alright, it's going up, I promise you. Not by a lot, but it should actually by quite a lot more. Alright, there it is. More? Not yet happening. Anyway, doesn't matter. 3 more medevacs coming through. This is another nice ramp area where he blindsided those zealots. Fortunately for ArT there. ArT is ready and set up with these Blinkstalkers though. Are they Blinkstalkers? Yeah, they are. Clairvoyance taking place as well. I'm not sure if Cass should still commit to anything further than what he's doing right now. Especially if he doesn't use a scan here beforehand. It's just a force that is looking to be a little bit of a distraction force. As there is another drop coming in here on the right side. Killing off that single probe that was scouting around. But, oh my god, Colossi are now in the field. And this force immediately being picked off again. Once more, not that much damage being dealt here. Cass needs to start worrying, right? He cannot really start losing too many of his works here. Or, I mean, his army units continuously. Potentially just try to get ArT to a place where he wants to get a 4th base. And then once that 4th base location opens up, you may be able to do a little bit more damage. Even this middle base, right, the 2nd base looks a lot more droppable. But even then, beforehand, ArT already having Oracle here patrolling. He just seems to have everything on lockdown here. Not really allowing a lot to take place without his know-how. Or is him knowing about it? Okay, Disruptus, Colossus, and the 2 High Templar now warping in as well. Where are you, Mr. High Templar? Transforming in an Archon. I see how it is. Typical caster curse. A single planetary fortress going up on that 10 o'clock location. Which is nice. A nice little maneuver there. Now, Cass, I'm not sure if I would want him to go for the full-on head-on trade here. Whoops. Killing off one of his own zealots there. But yeah. I mean, this is good, right? I want him to go around and try to find the areas where ArT is not available right now. But it looks like ArT actually isn't going to give him that opportunity. He's just going to force the fight here, potentially moving in right on top of the army of the Terran. The army of the Terran, and a lot of EMPs are available, but they are so clumped up. Not a big attack can take place, and a big retreat from Cass now running away. And ArT just letting his forces regain their shield, regain that momentum. As he's gonna potentially look towards... I don't even know where he's gonna look towards. Is he gonna move in here? This is not a place you can really push into. You need to clear this place out, right, before a Colossi or a Archon can really get through. So that could be very difficult for him. Especially with this much of a choke point, any type of infantry can definitely put quite a bit of hurt on your forces. A good concave. And, yeah, alright. I mean, we're still going. Upgrade-wise, it's looking kind of equally now. I mean, it's getting closer. It's +2/+2 versus +2/2. And, I mean, another fight taking place. Disruptor shots, oh, almost being absolutely gigantic. Actually, this might be the moment for Cass. The Colossi were not there at all. They're on the wrong side. And there's just not enough zealots this time around. And that could be it. That could be a moment here for ArT where he is able to take down the... well, I mean for Cass, where he's finally able to take down the forces of ArT. ArT now on only 40 army supply. More Archons being moved in, but there's still another EMP remaining here. Going immediately on top of those Archons. Jumping right on top of the Colossi as well. Yeah, pulling your probes will not be your ticket to victory this time around. Oh, beautiful pickups though. Absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, ArT, GG's out of there. There we go. Finally, Cass manages to put himself up on the scoreboards here. Well done by him. And yeah, ArT just not being able to take the fight that he really wanted to. The Colossi arriving a little bit slow. There wasn't any storm, I believe, either. Great EMPs from Cass, and that was his ticket out of that. Disruptor balls not managing to hit either, and ArT decides to go for Sleepers. Alright, Sleepers will be our next map. Let's take a look here. Sleepers, where is it? There it is. Game Heart. Game Heart activated. Let me put myself on referee first of all and invite these two players into the game. Alright, looking good, looking fine. I mean, Cass, has he finally managed to do something here that is going to turn around the momentum? It could potentially happen. I mean, a Widow connection again, it was absolutely wonderful. The Widow Mines on that third base location doing quite a bit. Remember as well, we do have to match Reno, guys. So I'm just going to mention it briefly here as we are waiting for the go-go. And yeah, if you fill in the code, go to the website. Absolutely wonderful folk. You'd be very much appreciated. Alright, both plays are a go, and we are looking like we are jumping into the next map. World of Sleep is definitely a long distance map. It's going to be difficult for Cass to really do his 2-base pushes. But then again, there's a lot of room for those medevacs to maneuver around where they might not be spotted as quickly by anything that ArT manages to put out on the map there. Anyway, here we go. Let's do the scoreboards and then I'll take you into this game. 3 points versus 1. Here it is. Alright, in the top right side of the map, we have the pink Polish Protoss. He is ArT. Up 3 points right now. 2 point difference between this other guy. Only 1 point right now. Ukrainian Terran player in the blue collar from Starcom Gaming. He is a Cass. So yeah, ArT is from Alpha X, by the way. I know it's not the Alpha X portrait that he has over here. I believe that's Zest. No, is it? I believe it is. Probably. Who else is that handsome, right? Then again, in these things, they always make everyone handsome, no matter how non-handsome they are. No offense, gamers, professional gamers. They just bring out the best in all of them. Alright, game number 5. Who can take it? Can ArT get himself into match points already? Or will Cass be able to do it one more time here and bring the games to an actual point where it is gonna get rather close? We still need 2 more games in the bag for Cass to tie this up, and we only need 2 more games for ArT to take the entire series. World of Sleepers, an absolutely massive map. Might be a nice map to macro upon. Might be a nice map to try and take as many bases as possible. I don't know exactly. I think Phoenixes are pretty good here. Stargate is pretty good. Oh, no, there we go. I think ArT agrees. And, yeah, I mean, medevacs are pretty good at traversing this enormous map as well. And, you know what? It looks like he may be going for a Hellion medevac drop into the main base here, is what I'm thinking. Although, I'm not sure why he would put it on this side of the map. I think it would be easier on the left side, potentially. I mean, it could have been an armory as well, right? It could have been an armory for the Widow Mines and Drilling Claws. But I was definitely feeling this. So that's what I called. And my instincts were right this time. I'm not smart, I'm just lucky, guys. Don't worry about it. Anyway. Oracle on the way. As these Hellions are looking to go, well, to the ramp area so far. Not really anywhere. Medevac on the way as well. Yeah, I'm not sure why you would put it on this side. Maybe he wants to drop them here, try to get some damage done, and then pick them up to move forwards into this base. Might be a little bit easier as he's getting chased by these gateway forces at the front. But then again, if he comes in from this side, right, you have a lot longer of a time period where the gateway units aren't there, really. What if he sends something else into the main base, which makes the probes on their way? That would be nice. I don't know if he really has anything, though. The Liberator could be a thing. Could be a thing, but people don't really move their workers all the way into another base. Because of Liberators. Ooh, this gets scattered, actually, by the probe. A very unfortunate thing to have happened, but I'm not even sure if ArT was aware of this. It doesn't look like he was, because the Stalkers and the Depths aren't actually moving. I'm still not sure if he saw this, any of this. Alright, the Hellions coming through right now. No response yet. We have to see something happening here from ArT very soon, or else this is just going to be a massive, incredible start for Cass. And you know what, it already is. Absolutely insane amounts of damage taking place here. 17, might get a 18, there we go, yep, 18 workers being picked off. A Liberator joining in immediately afterwards as well, trying to do as much damage as possible. And you know what, I wish the best of luck to these Oracles to get that much damage dealt at the same time, especially with the Liberator or Cyclone already ready to take one of them down. One of them on a slither of HP, and that is absolutely insane amounts of damage being taken there by ArT. 25 workers versus 35 now. Can ArT still recover? We've seen him recover after losing 13 workers, but 24 workers, that is absolutely mental. I don't know if anybody could ever recover from a loss like that. ArT, though, is gonna attempt his best to try and hang on there. Of course, he may not be completely aware of how many probes he lost in total. It's sometimes a little bit more difficult mid-game to really realize how much you actually lost in the worker counts. But yeah, this is looking quite dire. Please, Mr. ArT. Right, at least he does see this drop, so no further damage will be taken here, as this Starport right now is under attack. Interesting that he actually built a reactor there as well. I suppose it's not that likely that it does get scouted out. Forge on the way. Blink on the way too. Third base for ArT is up and rolling. I mean, the Chrono Boost could be very strong with him. He's starting to climb back up in that worker count, but overall the army supply is still going to be quite different here. And as we can see, the upgrades also for ArT, you know what, aren't going to be that quickly available to him. Cass, though, already +1 on the way. I guess both of them kind of have the similar upgrades, but Cass definitely making a whole lot more infrastructure here. Gonna have a lot more production available to him. The steamroll forward. This is a very scary push. Look at that. 2 siege tanks, a Cyclone, and a Liberator here. All ready to shoot. Alright, I mean, the Liberator a little bit unfortunate. Oh, beautiful status trap. But can ArT actually make use of this opportunity where half of the Marines are unavailable? I don't even think he can fight against this army, even without those Marines available here. It's definitely a great start, but you know what, I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. The Blink isn't gonna get ready for this fight either. The Oracle coming in, immediately being picked off. The Marines are now freed up as well. The Siege Tanks doing absolute insane amounts of damage against these Stalkers. All of them just blowing up, and this looks like a GG indeed. Cass taking another game here. Not too shabby indeed. That's going to be 2-3 now. Cass once again managing to get in there early on, doing a lot of damage, and yeah, just a nice Hellion drop. Unfortunately for ArT, he did not see that come in. There was a lot of stuff happening. I believe there was something else in, you know what, the Reaper was taking his attention away, and it looked like his units were also trying to chase something down in the middle of the map. But yeah, ultimately getting severely punished for not seeing those Hellions moving past first this probe, then a pylon in the natural, and then just going straight into that main base. Nightshade will be the next pick here for ArT. Can ArT manage to hold on to his lead, or will the series be tied up again? Can Cass do it? Can he actually move forwards here and get himself back into a winning position, potentially for the entire series? It felt so hopeless for a while here for Cass, but you know what, he's found a way to fight back and make a game out of this one yet. Alright, and of course guys, these games, they would not be possible without our lovely sponsors. One of them is GameStop. And you know what, I'm not sure if the Black Friday deals are still going, but GameStop is a beautiful part of the gaming industry. They will provide you with all the competitive edges and advantages that you need. Anything to enhance your advantage in competitive gaming. They have mice, keyboards, controllers, and all the top headsets too. So you have surround sound and everything you need to start winning any game that you want to. So go check them out. They have stuff for everything, guys. At GameStop.com/high-performance, you will be able to see all the gaming gear that they have available. That is GameStop.com/high-performance. Alright, that being said, we're hopping into another game here. Let me see if that I'm gonna do the scores correctly here. 3-2. Game number 6 between these players. For a moment, you know what? I got scared. I'll admit it. I got quite scared. I thought Cass was in quite a bit of trouble, and we were gonna have a game. Well, it's a best of 9 series that didn't last 40 minutes in total. But it looks like so far, you know what? Cass twice now finding the damage early on that he needs to do, being able to kill off ArT very nicely, very cleanly. Especially, I suppose, game number 4 with the Widowmine drop. It wasn't that crazy yet, but it still was more than enough. Anyway, let's do a quick introduction. In the bottom right, we have the Ukrainian player in the blue. From Starcom Gaming, he's the Terran Cass. And in the top left, we have the pink Polish Protoss. From Alpha X, he is ArT. Alright, crazy stuff. Anyway, yeah, Cass is gonna scout this. I don't know exactly what is happening here. But it's going to be interesting to see Cass's response. He's just going to put the command center on the high ground. He could have put it over here as well to really block off the entire area, I think. To already make an instant wall, he didn't have to... Well, I guess he already has to make that supply depot anyway, right? Regardless of what he wants. And cancelling the gateway here. So, ArT, his cheese has fallen apart here just because Cass actually went to mine some minerals here before making the command center. You don't see that every day. I don't know why he did this, but he did it, and it worked out for him this time around. Seeing what was being built in his base. A little bit unfortunate there for ArT, but again, I mean, it's a very solid start for Cass. Meaning that ArT already invested quite a bit early on, and you know what, the earlier the game and the earlier the investment, if it falls short or doesn't manage to do anything, it's a lot more heavy, right? It snowballs into a bigger disadvantage in the later parts of the game. Alright, I have to remember this. If ArT suddenly dies to a quick 2-base or 2-base attack, takes a lot of damage to something. But so far it looks like ArT playing it safe, going for the Twilight Council again. I think the Twilight Council so far has been being quite good to him. Going for the blink most likely here is what I expect to happen. Oh, no, one more shot. One more shot is gonna do the trick, but just barely out of reach. Single adept trying to see what is going on in the base of Cass. Sees a couple of SCVs being confused here. Not much else. Cyclone and a very quick third command center actually for Cass. Look at the timing of that. This is definitely a response to the botched up gateway that was proxied by ArT. It definitely has to be. And you know what, he might very well get away with this. Even killing off a probe here. Very nicely done. One adept moving out of there. The adept getting 0 kills as well. So a very greedy opening here for Cass, but definitely one that he can most likely get away with. It's not very often that you see the third base for the Terran already done and being orbitalized. For the third base is even put down for the Protoss player. This time around, that's exactly what we're seeing. And that just kind of indicates that the possibilities that open up for these Terran players after a Protoss doesn't do well, any damage with a aggressive maneuver like that. So very smart, definitely Cass showing his senior, how do you call this? His age, well, not his age, maybe this is time spent in the StarCraft 2 gaming sphere, where he knows what he can do after something like that happens. Alright, that's quite a couple of Stalkers though. Might still be able to get some work done, but there's 2 siege tanks that are gonna zone them out rather nicely. Look at this. It's gonna be very difficult for ArT to get anything done here. It's gonna take a quick shot here. No, my dear lords. Alright, blink out of there. Get out. It's not safe there. Go away, ArT. Don't wanna have this go sour any much further. Looks like Cass has spotted this observer. Yes, he definitely has. He's walking after it. Doesn't have the energy for a scan yet. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Oh, just barely that third shot hitting the observer, killing it off. Blindsiding ArT here a little bit further. Not allowing him to figure out what is happening really. This ArT is looking for anything potentially sitting there, looking for some sort of a drop or a War Prism or anything coming around, as he's making a War Prism for himself. Alright. Zealot charge on the way as well. ArT needs to make the maneuver this time around. A lot of the times we were saying that Cass was in a boatload of trouble. This time around, I definitely feel that ArT needs to make something happen. He has some sort of opportunity to make something happen, and it is maybe going to be in this aggressive maneuver here with the War Prism. Let's see what he will be able to get done. I'm not sure how much actually is going to get done, but you know what? The timing opportunity is closing rapidly here. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That is so unlucky. Cass moving his Cyclone up in that location after ArT actually scouted it out to check if there was anything there. Moving it afterwards. It's got to have you, you know, be a little bit salty potentially about that situation as the Protoss player here. Now moving back. So not overcommitting here, potentially a pretty good call. I mean, I'm not sure actually what he's supposed to do. He keeps everything alive, which is the right thing, I suppose, right? When in doubt, just keep your stuff alive. And putting everything into the War Prism. I'm just scared about these ghosts. The ghosts, if they land a good EMP on that small amount of High Templar, that could definitely spell doom and gloom for ArT here. But you know what, the War Prism definitely going to be a great tool, a great asset here for ArT. But then again, we are already seeing those Vikings being created. Are there any on the field yet? No, there's not. So there might be a small opportunity here for ArT. Huh. Alright, all the Zealots do. Oh my god, there's a big engagement here in the middle of the map actually, and beautiful storms going down. Actually, a lot of them stacking up with those storms. Not the greatest actually. It's a bit too quick. Oh my god, 2 of them going down as well. But the entirety of the Terran army being picked off here, a little bit outside of their field of comfort. And immediately being punished for it. Now we can see ArT actually ahead in the army supply. Even with that quick third base for Cass, Cass just didn't have the forces to really kill off ArT here will do any type of damage. The Ghost still here, still lurking around, trying to get great EMPs. Oh my god, I'm not sure if ArT should try to fight this right now. He was waiting for those Archons. And the Zealot's getting lower and lower. Right, a quick retreat though, that is rather nice. Trying to get on top of the worker line. Oh, the Storm is not available yet. There's no energy. A lot of SCVs are going down though. It looks like ArT very well may have turned this around. GG is called. Kaz out of position in the middle of the map, not where he was supposed to be, losing all of his forces immediately and being punished quite heavily. Another game into the favor of ArT. ArT managing to get himself onto match point and returning to his 2-map lead. Very well played there by ArT. A beautiful catch in the middle there, and very well played with those Warp Prism High Templar. Being able to just storm down death and destruction upon those tiny little marines. Let's see what map Kaz has in store for us this time around. I guess there's only one left, isn't there? We had 6 games. This has to be it. It's Simulacrum. I feel like whoever made this map just kind of wanted casters to suffer. They just wanted casters to suffer. You know what? You did it. You made it happen. Or maybe, you know what, they're just very smart and they expect everyone to be able to pronounce this. And they don't realize how much of an idiot I am. That could be the case as well. Simulacrum. Both players are ready again. Here we go. One more time onto Simulacrum. Might be the final map, actually. ArT on match point. Kaz still having to do 3 games? 3 games in total, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, ArT's having the 2-map lead again, once more in his pocket. And that means, you know what, I should do another shout out quickly before this actually picks up. Alright, guys, definitely go check out 24 Hour Fitness. 24 Hour Fitness will have lovely, amazing workout opportunities for you. Anything that you need, from weights, cardio machines, studio classes, and awesome personal trainers. So if you bring your friends, you will get a free fit plan. And you know what, working out is better with friends anyway, right? So take your friend by the wrist, go and bring them over to 24 Hour Fitness, force them to help you and help themselves get into better shape at 24 Hour Fitness, who will be ever so happy to help you out in these situations. Oh my dear lord, I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. Okay, in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Ukrainian Terran player. He is known as Kaz from Starcom Gaming. And in the bottom right side, we have the pink Polish Protoss. I still forgot to do the CRL thing, by the way. Anyway, it is ArT. Let me do that quickly, actually. Now we still have 1 game left, potentially. I think I did. I really did believe I did it. But anyway, there we go. Doesn't matter too much. Guys, there is a Matcherino as well, before this picks up. There is a proxy barracks, of course, we have to be wary of. Will ArT be able to sniff this out? Will he be able to sniff this out? It's looking rather normal, isn't it, overall? Command center not going down yet. Oh, he can't believe his luck that he managed to get there in time. But yeah, there's still not enough money, actually, and only now there is. And a Marine coming out, actually, in before any type of Reaper. And what's this? What's this going to be? A tech lab. Alright. A tech lab for our Starcom Terran player from the Ukraine. Kaz, supply depot? Here? You're putting a supply depot here? What's that about? I don't understand. What's the use of a supply depot here? Is this just in case the tech lab barracks doesn't work? It's another tech lab barracks. Oh my god, he's just gonna go mass marauder here. Why is he building his command center as well? If he's just gonna go for double Rex, even with a proxy. And gonna go for this. Maybe he's just planning to do a little bit of damage and then fall back upon his second base here. I mean, it could potentially do quite a bit of damage. Maybe it's just meant to punish Protoss that do love to take a quick third base. And we've already seen that ArT really does like to take a quick third base. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. This is, again, that same hit squad that we saw the previous time around as well. The 2 Marauders and a single Marine. But they are going to be accompanied this time with, well, at least 2 more Marauders. Potentially a third. Will this one actually be here before the other guys arrive? I think he will be. So that's a crazy amount of Marauders getting ready to move across the map. He's still making more Marauders here as well. Look at that. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Alright, here they come. That's a lot of Marauders. Only a Stalker and a Sentry available now. The concussive shells upgraded to. This could very well be a very quick victory for CAS. The probes are pulled off, trying to get a good surround, and GG instantly being called. ArT not having that one. Oh my dear lord. Alright. 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 Calm your horses there, Mr. CAS. That was quite something else. Even with the command center being built as well. I suppose the command center did definitely put ArT on the wrong trail. Didn't really expect anything like that to happen. I believe that is the final map that we played. That is available on the ladder here. So we will be resetting the entire map pool and allow ArT to pick whatever he wants, honestly. And he's going to go for World of Sleepers once again. So here we go. World of Sleepers will be map choice. Invite to the game. And make myself a referee. Oh. And where is Mr. CAS? There he is. There is Mr. CAS. Alright. Can he do it? Can he do it 2 more times? I mean, we're getting rather close here. The score is now 4-3. CAS managing to make it closer and closer each time they play. Alright, ArT is ready. Is CAS ready as well? Let's take a look. Keep our eyes peeled for that chat. We want him to be ready too. We don't want to just start without him being ready. Of course, that would be rather rude. He's ready too. Alright, here we go. Starting the game. And this is game number 8. Game number 8. The way this game, the matches started out, honestly... I'll say it again. ArT getting a very quick 3-0 lead. I thought he was just going to 5-0 the poor Terran player here, CAS. Fortunately for him, though, that did not happen. So, you know what? He fought his way back. Still on the match point, though, is our pink Polish Protoss here in the bottom left side. Can he make the dream work come true? He is ArT. The Protoss from Alpha X, and he's fighting against Starcom Gaming's blue Terran player in the top right. Fighting his way back, clawing his way back, managing to pull all the tricky builds, all the weird stuff coming out from him. Showcasing his deep potential of early game aggression. He is CAS. ArT so far, whenever he tried to do anything aggressive, it's been slapped down quite handedly. I suppose everything he tried to do was just a gateway that was proxied, and it did get scouted and then cancelled. So yeah, not really much of anything happening in that situation. But then again, I mean, ArT still managed to win that game, so potentially he should just try to do that one more time. Make it happen. Why not? Am I right? Alright, needs to see that there's no second gas. Alright, that's a good sign. No barracks proxied either this time around. And CAS throws down that command center. ArT has a short opportunity to... No, just gonna leave that SCV alone. Probably the wiser choice there. Probably not going to get anything done anyway in that sense. 2 expansions going down. 1 on each side of the field. as we're waiting for ArT to make the decision what he's going to go for again. I think it will be the Stargate once more. That's what we saw the previous time on World of Sleepers. And then again, he has been sticking to the Twilight Council a little bit more often though after that. So still could be both. Definitely feels like he has something planned for World of Sleepers, which he didn't really get to do because of the Hellion aggression previous time around, right? The Hellions just did so much damage that he just never really got to get his ball rolling here. And in fact, yeah, he is going to go for a different strategy this time around. Is going to go for the Twilight Council. So far, it doesn't look like he will get blindsided by a lot of Hellions just suddenly dropping in his base. There's still a Reaper, of course, though, yet available. Is ArT gonna go for it? Oh, actually trying to intercept it, but the Reaper being a bit pesky here. Not realizing it went there. Alright, there he goes back down again. Seeing that the Reaper is still there, he's gonna go for it. This is gonna be very difficult for that Reaper to leave this area here. Yeah, you're a dead buddy. You're a dead boy. There you go. The deadest of the boys. A lot of barracks coming down again. A Raven? Is this Raven? Yeah, it's a Raven. So the Raven build, probably a nice choice because there is a robotics facility on the way as well. But then again, I mean, ArT can still kind of go for both tech routes, right? The Twilight Council also here could still go for the Templar Archives. Wouldn't mind to see that. Hallucination. Did it actually see the starports on the tech lab? Yes, it did. So that's really good. Being able to scout out pretty much everything here. Is ArT? Can ArT close out the series this time around? He has all the intel that he needs. Kaz, so far, he isn't doing anything cheeky this time around. And most of the games that he has won was off the back of a lot of early game damage that he managed to do with either the Hellions or either the Widow Mines. This time around though, just playing it casually. Building up a force of Marauders, Marines and what's going to look like Medevacs and Widow Mines. Only a single Widow Mine here on the left side as well. Waiting for a potential Stargate opening. You know what, I think that Kaz is kind of expecting a Stargate opening as well. Did he actually see the Twilight Council? I don't think he did. He didn't see anything. It feels to me like he's trying to prep for a Stargate. Just by making a lot of bioforces, so he is going to be able to push across the map here and punish ArT for getting that many flying units that aren't that great against this type of a force. And then with the Marauders accompanying him, it's going to be very difficult for ArT to just fight this back with solely gateway forces. But unfortunately for him, the gateway forces are going to be heavily upgraded with the blink, with the charge. And Immortals as well, going to be accompanying this army here. Alright, as Kaz finally is going to start moving out on the map 6 minutes in. This is going to be the first drop. One medevac filled up with the Marines. So much still remaining here. Is he going to try to do the multi-pronged aggression? Probably would be the right choice in this situation. Oh, the Blink Stokes might be in a potential nice pick-off here. Ooh. Blinking away before losing anything though. On either side, a stim was forced. But yeah, this drop from Kaz still coming in hot here. Might still have an opportunity to get something done. As ArT is distracted, he's thinking about this big push coming through the middle part of the map. And oh my god, he's pulling absolutely everything away. As this force is getting ready to start pushing that third base. Alright, ArT looks like he is realizing his mistake in time. And he's just going to try to get his Blink Stalkers in this situation. Only losing 2 probes so far, so that's a good start. The Widow Mines are going to get burrowed. Oh, quickly taken down though. Very nice splitting from ArT. Trying to stay safe from those Widow Mines. So far, doing an alright job. Good force fields. The two Immortals here doing absolutely everything they can. Needs to take down that Widow Mine before it resets. Does manage to do so and being able to thwart this attack quite handedly. But another attack coming in. And again, it's looking quite open here in the main base of ArT as he sent all his targets back around. A quick recall though, managing to go in again. Oh, these Widow Mines unburrowing for a moment, killing off some Zealots. Probably not completely worth it for the investment that he actually put down there. Third base for ArT on the way. Cass. Excuse me, ArT has been mining happily of that third base for quite a while now. Look at the work account, 61 to 49. The army supply quite heavily in favor for Cass here, but as soon as he starts marching across the map, I don't think that's going to be anything of significance anymore. As ArT is going to be able to just warp in a couple more units. This is the problem though potentially for ArT, right? He needs to split up his forces because he cannot afford to lose a lot of units in the main base by a drop. And that might give the opportunity for Cass to just push in with all his forces on a single location and fight only half of the army of ArT before they actually manage to completely get back together again. And there it is, another drop coming out as well. On the left side, as Cass is trying to pull apart the forces of ArT here. And you know, it's a little bit desynchronized it seems. Does kill the cybernetic score though. ArT on top of it. Being able to kill, get in there very quickly afterwards. Oh my god, that disruptor hit. Insanity. But here we go, there's the drop. This might be the ticket for ArT, or I mean Cass, to make stuff happen. As still quite a couple of workers going down, but he did lose most of his army for this. Although he still has 72 army supply. You know what? Cass is still managing to make this work. Doing a very good job here. Does lose everything though. Maybe could have gotten out after. Oh, nicely done. Another drop coming in here. The remains of the skeleton crew of these medevacs that still managed to get out after being pushed away by the big surround of the Zealots. You know what? I'm still liking Cass's position here. He's on a good worker supply. He's a healthy amount of bases. He also has a fourth base on the way, same as ArT. And it's just the upgrades right now that may have me a little bit worried. Already 2-2 for ArT available. And wants to start his 3-3 as quickly as possible. The Twilight Council is, the High Templar. High Templar Temple is done right now. The archives. There's +3. Liberator range on the way too. It's the first time we're actually seeing Cass going into Liberators this time around in this entire Best of 9 series so far. We haven't seen Cass do this at all yet. But you know what? 13 workers killed in total. It's not that much. At least it doesn't. Oh my dear lord. That's quite a couple of Zealots actually doing a lot of work so far. Would be nice if he has another warp in here. Okay, cancels it. Sees that the reinforcements is a little bit too big and positioned too nicely here for Cass to really make anything happen. This is the moment where ArT needs to be very... Oh my dear lord. Alright, that's a good start. Needs to be careful though. Doesn't want to lose this base. Is there a recall available? There is. Oh my god, it's on cooldown. It's on cooldown. Oh no, the Blinkstalk is jumping right on top of all the Widow Mines. That's a lot of damage being taken there. But it looks like ArT is still okay. Didn't lose the base, so that is a really good call. Ooh, it's gonna get on top of the Widow or the medevacs as well. Can he blink the other way? Oh, that was so smart. Just blinking with one stalk at the left side, just to make sure that he's not going the left side. He didn't get juked, and then going the other way with the rest of the stalkers, trying to intercept the retreating forces here. Is this an opportunity for ArT to do a counter-attack? I don't know if it is. Looks like he's just a little bit preoccupied with dealing with the singular Marauder here. The Marauder killing off 2 probes so far already. Is he gonna get a third? No, he's not. Alright. Alright. Okay. ArT kind of stabilizing here, I suppose. Equalizing the overall score. +3, now almost ready for ArT as Cass is only going +2 right now. That could be quite lethal, especially with this amount of gateway forces that ArT is using. 2 Disruptors and 2 Colossi here are ready to pounce on top of any forces trying to come in here. An absolute beautiful position so far already for ArT, and that Disruptor hit was massive. Another one absolutely humongous. Storm coming in as well. No, wait, Storm's not ready yet. It's not done as of so far, but you know what? Still quite a bit of damage being dealt here. Also, Zealots, a Wall Prism managing to get through again. 20 workers being killed off there in that short, brief encounter. Very, very good maneuver by ArT, and not overextending either. Staying too long in those Liberator zones could be the death of him, of course. And his ticket back into the losing side of this game. But so far, ArT definitely gaining the upper hand. Once again, the Liberators here being being toyed with, going back and forth and keeping Cass absolutely busy, like all Terrans need to be in these situations. Continuously out positions, and here it is. That is so incredibly annoying sometimes for Terran players, where the Protoss can just right-click away with their army continuously, going left, going right, going left, going right, and the Terran is just like, oh, unsiege, quickly, move them here, siege up again, okay, here we go, unsiege, come on, siege up. It's quite the ordeal that the Terran players have to go through with this type of player. Right, now he's gonna split them up, and that might give ArT the opportunity to just come in here, and there it is, yeah, just taking them down. And the Liberators are in the wrong location this time around. And oh my god, massive Disruptor hit once again. Another one coming through. And that's it. That's GG. That will be it for today. ArT taking the entire series, guys. Very well done there by our own Alpha X Protoss player from Poland. The pink one that we all know and love. A absolute stellar performance. What a guy. What a man. What a player. Yes. Very, very well done by ArT there. And that means he takes the prize. That means he has taken the goal. The gold. The golden medal for today. Cass taking the silver medal. He did very well. But yeah, that means we are gonna be done for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you to Alpha X for hosting these lovely events. Thank you to our sponsors, GameStop and 24-Hour Fitness. They are absolutely wonderful. This is our last call to action, guys. If you didn't already, there is a code available right there, just above the chat. If you copy it, go to the link that is right over there as well. Do the thingamajig, fill it in. We would very much appreciate it and be ever grateful. Alright, I've been Kozen. I'm really Kozen. If you like the stuff that I do, follow me on Twitter and hit me up over there. I'm always listening to anyone that really wants to talk about, I don't know, StarCraft, probably. Nobody really talks to me anyway. Doesn't matter. Alright, guys. Have a good one. Hope you had a blast watching these series, and it got rather close there in the end. ArT, a absolute beast of the Protoss race, though. A wonderful guy, and always on top-notch performance. And as we saw again, a well-deserved victory from him. Very well played. See you all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye, buddies. See you.